Hey guys, it's the Captain here from Andertons TV. It is, for the sake of my sanity, the last day of the NAMM show. Whoop, whoop. Anyway, we're catching up with some people that we've not met before. This is Mason from Vertex.
Hi there.
Mason's been in touch with Pete a few times, asked us to come by, check out his pedals, so we have. And yeah, while we were talking, you have name dropped like a clanger, basically, all the superstar people that you work with. So tell us a bit of your background and kind of, you know, the pedals that you got on the board.
Sure. So background is I started off as just a rig builder, and got a chance to work with some really great people, and they gave us some really important feedback and sort of helping us voice our pedals, and a lot of them are informed by their feedback on what works and what doesn't work.
Okay. Well, you clanged. I thought you were going to name drop a bit more, but you've gone with Robin Ford, Jackson Brown. You talked about John Mayer. You talked about Scott Henderson.
Right.
You tell me about some of those guys that you've maybe worked with and how it's inspired the voicings on the pedals.
Sure. So like as far as players that have kind of informed stuff, I'm going to start with the Steel String Singer because that's been our best seller. We used an actual Dumble Steel String Singer, which is the amp that John Mayer actually uses, and we were able to have access to the very first one ever made, and it's owned by Henry Kaiser, and we used that, did side-by-side comparisons to voice that pedal to sound identically to the original Steel String Singer through a Hot Rod DeVille, if you were comparing them A/B, and we're like 90% close. The amp, of course, is still better, but if you can't afford a $100,000 amp, this is about the best you're going to do, so we're really happy about that. Down here we have the Ultraphonics, which in a similar vein is based on the Dumble Overdrive Special, the multi-channel version of the Dumble that Robin Ford and Larry Carlton used. And we had access to a lot of really, really famous amps. Robin had shipped his amp to me in advance for his cartridge company had sent it to me in advance for a gig. So we got a chance to kind of play with that a bit and spend some studio time with Robin with that amp to kind of really get the voicing. We've also got to spend some time with one of Jackson Brown's amps, in addition to two different ones from Henry Kaiser from the 70s and from the 90s. So we had kind of a good generational grouping of various Dumbles to kind of figure out what the commonalities are amongst a customized amp like that are arguably different unit to unit, but we were able to approximate that through the pedal really effectively.
The T-Drive and the Dynamic, are they more your own kind of voicings then?
Well, T-Drive I can't take credit for. That's actually based on a Trainwreck Express. I'm a huge Brad Paisley fan. I really like what he does, and I really love those amps that his Dr. Z's are based off of. And so we were lucky enough to be able to get a hold of one, and it's sort of the best of both worlds of like plexi distortion with like Vox chime when you clean up. It's kind of like from clean to mean with just your volume knob, and that really is the intent of the pedal. Is players that like to manipulate the controls on their guitars will really have fun with this because it's like having like 5 different pedals depending on where you are on your volume knob on the guitar, how you use your tone knob. It's really, really cool for that.
Well, we've decided that we'll give Mason an order for some of these pedals because Pete and I really, really like them. I'm going to do a little bit of playing now, and then Pete's going to come and do a little bit more playing as well. But Mason, it's lovely to meet you.
Thank you so much, Lee.
All right, take it easy, guys. Thank you for watching all the stuff we're putting up at NAMM 2018, I think it is. Yes, it is. And I will see you in the next video.